Hi, I'm Renee Beamer. I'm here to share with you today about recent developments with the Love Triangle book. You know, I wrote the book a couple of years ago for the purpose of sharing the godly counsel that I received from my grandfather. Shortly before John and I married, almost 24 years ago, my grandfather sat me down, looked me in the eye, and he said, "Renee, do you want this marriage with John to last?" And I remember saying to him, "Of course, Grandpa." And he told me, "You're going to need to keep Jesus Christ centered in your lives. And then God is going to put everything else in its proper place." Well, that advice was very easy to remember. And just like you, if I was to sit here and tell you the top 10 things to do to have a great marriage, you might remember one or two of those. And same for me. But my grandfather kept it very concise, very easy to remember. And that began me on the journey of discovering what a life with Jesus Christ at the center looks like and what we experience in marriage when that happens. And he shared the advice with me when he was approaching his 50th wedding anniversary. So I knew what he speaks is truth. It will last based on this advice. And now I'm approaching my 24th wedding anniversary. And I'm here to say that as John and I have endeavored to keep Christ centered in our lives, that we undoubtedly have seen the blessing of it. We have experienced God's peace, first and foremost, His favor, the ability to understand and forgive one another. We've experienced joy in spite of difficult circumstances, but an underlying joy that sustains our hearts with hope. And we want to share that with you. And so the Love Triangle book, it's available at Amazon and Barnes & Noble online stores. Go to my website, thelovetrianglebook.com. I also share information about it on sharingloveandtruth.org. We have more recently had just a great experience with a small group gathering. And we have material that we want to share if you would like to do the same in a community setting or in a church setting. It's called Marriage Building. And it follows the process of home construction and all the principles involved with the process and how they relate to building a spiritual home, a marriage that is centered on Christ and follows His Word. And we would love to get that into your hands for you to share with one or more couples and just allow God to do a work of strengthening your marriages. More recently, we just launched our very first marriage building event. And so that is designed to take place over the course of an evening, or even better, a weekend-long gathering of engaged and married couples. And we come together for the purpose of strengthening the bond in marriage. And we're taking that on the road next year. We're so excited. We're going north and south. We're still believing God to take us west, and we'll continue here in the east. We're going to host another marriage building event the first weekend in October 2015. But we would love to be a part of what your church or your community is doing to help strengthen marriages here in America. And if we can be a support to that, let us know. The website is marriagebuildingevent.com. A great weekend. A lot of people brought together to share their understanding of different angles of the marriage relationship and the things that are involved in raising a family and keeping a home. We cannot wait for you to be able to experience what God does in that large group setting. We had a lot of fun. We gained a lot of tools for strengthening our relationships. We saw miracles happen right before our eyes. And so we would love to see the same happen in your community of faith. You know, here in America, we face a lot of societal ills, things that are just going wrong. And I'm not ever surprised when I hear a reporter on a news program say it all comes down to the breakdown of the American family. And John and I are positioned by God to help be a part of strengthening the American home, of seeing moms and dads united for the purpose of not only setting their children up for success and a future filled with hope, but also just to increase the understanding of God and his ways, to expand the knowledge of God here on earth through the family structure. God has allowed families to be that earthly representation of what a relationship with God the Father looks like, and how he demonstrates his love to us through a father and child relationship. And moms and dads, husbands and wives, we demonstrate the reality of Christ's unity with his church. And so we're here to protect that. We're here to strengthen that. And so glad that you took time today to listen to this update. Hope to bring you more soon in the future.